Hi guys, and welcome to another video from Tigerdencollectibles. Now, actually it's been a while, more than I wanted to. I've been so busy doing quite a bit of things here. I've been trying to set up a bunch of leads, been kind of quiet lately, but finally I've been working hard on the lead finding, and I got a couple of leads lined up that are pretty good. One for I think 3,400 comics on February 5th, the appointment's set. And then one for this Saturday for 5,000 comics, and that appointment is set. And they're both local. Thank God. They're both in my good old state of New Hampshire here. But anyways, if you're just chiming in now, hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell and smash the like button. And I really appreciate for those of you guys who are supporting me and watching this. And I just do this for fun, really. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So here we go with another batch that I sent to CGC, okay, the comic grading company. So basically I had, by this point now, I've actually done 4 batches of comics. I'm actually just going to talk about the second batch, just to kind of give you an idea. Some of them are repeat ones because that's just more copies of the same book that I sent in. I will try to skim over those quickly, and other things that maybe I didn't say. So if I do repeat a little bit, it's only because I'm not sure what I'm sending in. Well, I know what I'm sending in. I'll take that back. But, you know, as far as the order of what's going in and what I've already said, I have not said. And I'm doing this so when the CGCs do come back, like the first batch is received in this grading process right now. There's 14 books, and that one was supposed to be pre-screened, so we don't know how many will come back actually graded. This next batch I'm going to talk about, we didn't pre-screen. I just said, screw it, let's just grade them all. Anyways, but they're all modern books. Nope, I take that back. There are 4 Silver Age books as well. So anyways, here we go. The first one is Marvel Spotlight 28. That was in June of 1976. It is an important book that's actually probably flying under the radar, sort of, kind of not, and it's kind of coming about now. It's the first solo Moonlight story. As you know, Moonlight is very hot right now. It's a hot topic. You know, I think it's a great book to pick up. You know, kind of like an affordable copy if you can't get The Werewolf by 932. And so, but I definitely recommend this book if you can pick up a decent copy. I mean, you never know. I mean, I still think it's undervalued in my personal opinion. So if you have a decent sized copy that's still reasonably priced, I believe, pick one up, get it graded, slabs. So we'll let you know how mine does when it comes back. Next one is another Amazing Spider-Man 316, and that was in June of 1989, and that's the first full cover appearance of Venom and his third actual appearance in comics. So again, great cover, classic cover. This book is actually pretty easy to find in most collections too, and if you see it cheap, pick it up. You know, nothing to lose. The next book is The Amazing Spider-Man 238. So they had another copy of that, and because I know I had one from before, I think. That is from March of 1983, and that's the first appearance of Hobgoblin in the name of Roderick Kingsley. So it's a great book. Always double check the book to see if it has the tattoos. Obviously, if it's newsstand, it's a little better. And you never know. Someone told me recently someone found a Mark Jewelers insert variation of that. I mean, that's awesome. Always check the inside of that book particularly. You know what I mean? That is a good tip to have and know that do for that particular book. But again, if you find one cheap, send it in for sure. Okay, moving on. I had a whole bunch of Star Wars. There was 2 copies of Star Wars #1, which started in July of 1977. So I sent those in, and those are probably going to be upper grade, you know, anywhere between 8 or 9, somewhere in there. But we'll find out when it comes back. And then I sent in a #2, a #3, 2 number 42s, which is the Boba Fett, right? 43, which is the Lando, a 60, which is picking up steam. They're still fairly cheap, so if you find it, pick it up. Star Wars #60. It's like an orangish cover looking thing. So if you have that, pick it up, send it in if it's in high grade. And then also the 107, which is the last issue, is a low print run. So if you have that, send it in, especially if it's a high grade. Especially it's tough to get in high grade because of the black cover. Okay. Next book is the Marvel Premiere. Number 47, which was in April of 1979. And that is the first appearance of Scott Lang as Ant-Man in costume. So, great book to have. I feel like this book should be worth more than it is, as well as for this type of, it's almost like, again, the affordable copy of what you couldn't get, etc. And probably some other things I don't know about. But great book. Cover's pretty cool too. And then if you have a high grade copy is what I would suggest sending in. Okay. Next is the Daredevil section I have here. So I have Daredevil 131, March of 1976. That is the first appearance and origin of Bullseye. So again, great book. Even in mid-grade, it's still worth, I think, grading. Probably like if it's like a 6.0 or better, probably a good book to grade. It's still probably worth $100 or more in that grade level. So great book to have. Also, then I have is a Daredevil 158 from May of 1979. It's the first artwork on Daredevil titled by Frank Miller. So, good book to have. Same thing. I would say, if you have it in the upper grades, more like a 7.5 or better, I think it's worth grading. But no matter what I say, I mean, if you like the book and you just want to encapsulate it anyways, grade anything you want if you don't really mind the value of it. But I think that would be a baseline to be at least a 7.5, 8.0 to be even if you're a beginner collector, for that to be kind of worth anybody's time. The next one will be Daredevil 168, which is January of 1981. This is the first appearance and origin of Elektra. Now, this is a great book to have. I would say grading it around 6 or 7.0, 6.0, maybe a 6.0, maybe a 6.5. But obviously, the higher, the better. Great book. I think there's more room to grow in this book personally. However, what do I know, right? So again, I had that book sent in. It was a high-grade book that I had. I also sent in 2 Daredevil 181s, which was from April of 1982, and that's The Death of Elektra. Now, that book, on the other hand, it has to be a high grade. I mean, if it's not like a 9.4 or better, I wouldn't really waste my time sending it in. But that's me, Otherwise, if you like the book, then send it in. If you want to have a set, just want to have them graded anyways, then yeah, send them all. It would be kind of go together, 168 and 181. So that would be kind of a pair to have. And if you don't care about the grade or value, then send them in. The next book I have is a Marvel Premiere number 28. That was from February 1976. And this is the first team appearance and origin of the Legion of Monsters. Now, I just discovered this book, and I thought this was pretty cool. I mean, so they made a team Legion of Monsters, which was of like these cool characters. There was 4 people on the team. Ghost Rider, Man-Thing, Morbius, and Werewolf by Night. And now imagine, that's like a powerhouse team of guys on that side of the fence. So I thought that was pretty cool. But again, I actually think this book is kind of undervalued also. So if you have this book, if it's like a 7.0, I would say the minimum level should be a 7.0 before you decide to send it. But if you really like it, you sort of have a capital, send it at any level. But I think the one I sent in was probably a 9.0 plus, 9.4 plus maybe. I'm not even sure, but it's up there. I know in 9.8 they go over $1,000. The next one I sent in was a Marvel Spotlight 32, which was from February 1977. It is the first appearance and origin of Spider-Woman Jessica Drew. Now, great and very important book. And just to think, a few years ago, this was nothing in my mind, but now it's just like, you know what I mean? Super key book. If you get it, send it in at least an upper grade again, 6s or higher at the bare minimum, unless you really like it, I think the one I sent in was a 9.0 plus, maybe 9.2. I'm not sure, but we'll know when we find out when it comes back. The next book is going to be 4 books I sent in from the Silver Age category, which in this CGC world, anything pre-1975 is considered Silver Age, therefore costs a little bit more money. So I think I paid, $38 a book, I think it was, maybe, or was it $65? Because I wanted it on a standard track, which means it would be a little faster. Either way, it costs more money. So make sure the book has some value. Unless you're doing it as just for a collectability point, then I guess it doesn't matter, right? All right, 4 books. The first one is Marvel Superheroes number 13. This is the first appearance of Carol Danvers and the second appearance of Captain Marvel. So this book was super red hot a little while ago. I think it was over a year ago, but it's cooled down quite a bit, but it's still a great book to have. It's obviously tough to get high grade too. I think the one I sent in was, probably a 7 or 8.0, somewhere in that pocket, but we'll see. I mean, I was super stoked to find it in a collection, and that's going to be pretty cool. The next one is Marvel Spotlight number 6. So not number 5, but number 6. And that's October 1972. It is the second appearance of Ghost Rider as Johnny Blaze. So the reason why I said that one is because it's like a, I mean, I have a Marvel Spotlight number 5, but I think the Marvel Spotlight number 6 is a great copy that will start picking up more steam because people can't pick up the Marvel Spotlight number 5, the first appearance. So a lot of times, if you haven't noticed it already, a lot of times the second appearance on most characters, not all characters, but most characters, has a pretty good rise in value to kind of like accommodate for the super rise on the first appearance, so it's still worth getting. So there's still, especially in the higher grades. So I sent that in. I think it was more like an 8 or a 9. So it's still worth probably 100, 200. Who knows what it was for? I didn't look it up yet. I just sent it in because I'm like, oh, cool, nice book. Like the cover on the book as well. Hopefully you do too. The next book is going to be the Marvel Spotlight number 12, October 1973. Now a lot of people don't pay attention to this book as much, but I think you should too. I think it's undervalued. Valued. I think it should be worth more than it is, but it's the first full appearance and origin of the Son of Satan. So if you see this book, a lot of times if you look through this, when people have Marvel Spotlight runs, usually the 5 is missing or the 38 or etc. But if you scan and then the 12 is there and it's in decent shape, I would definitely take that out. It's a great book to have. I think it's undervalued. I think there's room for it to grow. So if you see it, definitely, if it's a small, it's one of those, like, if it's a small investment, you see it, pick it up. You know what I mean? The last book that went in was the Incredible Hulk number 182. Okay, obviously it's not 181, but it's still part of that trifecta of a collection. So, this is a book that, like, even if it's not, you're doing it for value-wise, you kind of want to get 180, 181, 182 as a set. So I see them all the time as sets and, 4 rows across the board. So the 180, 182 isn't really worth much, but it's just keeping the set together. It's pretty cool. Obviously the first appearance is 181 and the cameo is 180. So again, those are the books. There was like 26 or so books that I sent in for this batch. There's a third and a fourth batch that's sent in. Hopefully, I'm going to get back batch number 1 in about a week and a half, I'm hoping. I'm pretty excited about, how many actually got graded because that was the only batch I got pre-screened. So crossing my fingers that I get out of the 14, at least 8 or more that are slabbed and not sent back home to me, not slabbed, But either way, thanks for watching, guys. And then hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And then wait till our next episode, which is going to be probably likely on a collection I buy. I'm already pre-assuming, hoping that I buy on Saturday, which is going to be January 28th. No. January 30th, Saturday, January 30th, 2021. Finishing off the month strong. I bought a lot of small stuff, nothing crazy. Oh, there is another thing I want to talk about here. It's a kind of little surprise at the end of this video is that I had met somebody on Facebook, and he had a collection. He lives in Utah, and so I bought 13 books out of his 1,200 books. He let me look at the list, and he gave the price of what he wanted for them. I only paid like $150 for it for 13 books, but you got to see what I got for those 13 books. It's pretty exciting. I will make a video on that, but again, thanks for watching, guys, and then hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Share the wealth of knowledge to me as well, as I'm always learning, and then spread the word. Have more people come watch and share and join our channel. Eventually, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, hopefully, I'm going to give something away to people. So try to get more people watching us, and then we'll talk to you soon, and peace.